Access Sacramento presents a live hometown Game of the Week sports event. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.
We are coming down the home stretch of the regular season, and here in the Delta League, some things really never change. A couple of powerhouses, perennial powerhouses, are going to collide head-on here in Week 9, and probably the winner of tonight's contest will capture the Delta League title. Good evening. Welcome to Elk Grove High School, home of the Thundering Herd, along with Hall of Famer Jim Domino, the Imperator of Analysis. I'm Will James. Welcome aboard. And we're anticipating an intense ball game based, of course, on what's at stake.
The Delta League title is at stake. And no better matchup than Jesuit here at Elk Grove. Both teams are having great seasons. And this is the unofficial title game, even though we have one game remaining on the schedule for next week. And crowd is still coming on in. It's truly a fall night.
It is. The breeze is picking up. We've got a little bit of overcast, and for the first time this season, it kind of feels like fall football conditions. And this crowd, I'm sure, is going to appreciate that factor. However, the action on the field is really going to be the big story tonight. Now, coming into this ball game this evening, you could say that the last outings for these squads were warm-up games.
No, they weren't. Actually, Jesuit handled the Wolfpack of Cosumnes Oaks last week, but it wasn't easy. They took the opening kickoff, never looked back. They led 21-0 at the halftime, but things kind of changed. The Wolfpack dug in, gave Jesuit all they wanted in the second half, and of course they held them below their season's average at 28. So unranked, Cosumnes Oaks represented the school well, and Jesuit claims a victory on the road.
Well, it was more or less a cakewalk for John Heffernan's Thundering Herd. They were mismatched against Pleasant Grove, and really it was a lopsided affair, and the statistics bear that out, Jim.
They certainly do. Elk Grove took control of this ball game early, 21-8, and then they added 21 more points in the second and led at half 42-28. Now, that's a lot of points at halftime on any level, not just high school, college, or pros. Chris Dotson had 3 picks, and 2 of them went for TDs. So he's had a banner year with TDs, etc. So Elk Grove completed that 62-8 route, and were able to play some of their backup people.
Tonight will not be the luxury of playing backup people. I would imagine the starting crew will go much of the way, and impact players are going to have to carry those groups. And certainly for Marlon Blanton's ball club, coming in at 7-1, 4-0. He's got a new quarterback, you might say, that is untested as far as this ball game is concerned in Week 9.
Yeah. He starts out with junior C.J. Lee, who's getting a little better each outing. And he's had an excellent year going this year on passing, running, etc. And he's got Jagger Shaddix, one of the running backs. You'll see 3 running backs tonight rotating in for the Marauders, and all 3 are excellent. And if you combined all their yardage, you probably would have close to 2,000 yards when you do. And then, of course, they're anchored by that Mocha Fisi up front, outstanding two-way starter.
Well, on defense, Jim, they bring plenty.
Well, they sure do. Ike Ikabu starting two ways at tackle, having an outstanding year. Garrett Risley, defensive tackle, a great pass rusher, also plays tight end. And Trent Dewar, who started the year at quarterback, now plays safety and knows how to run that defense from that safety standpoint.
Well, as far as John Heffernan's offense is concerned with that triple option, some things really don't change all that much. The names and faces do, but that system remains intact, and they rack up the rushing yardage.
Well, they sure do. And, well, let's look at some of their running backs. Vasquez and Parker are just two of them. You'll see 3 or 4 running backs in there. Look at the stats on those two. 698 yards, 13 TDs for Parker, 14. Check that out. Vasquez also with over 600 yards, just 10 TDs. And David Hale doing a job at quarterback, both as a runner. He's got over 400 yards rushing. And then, of course, defensively, Lati Vefaga. And I'll tell you, he's a load to stop. Parker can play anywhere on defense. And, of course, Chris Dotson having a banner year, leading the team in 6 interceptions. He may well be leading the area in interceptions. So there you have it, the Herd headliners.
We're going to keep a closer eye on Parker this evening. He's got some very, very impressive stats, and I'm sure he's got speed to burn. Well, you have placed some keys on tonight's ball game. They fluctuate a little bit, but oftentimes they come back to the same standards.
Well, certainly tonight, stop the Herd running game, or else the Herd are going to control that clock and manage the football game. And they run well. So they're averaging almost 10 yards to carry. They've got to force Elk Grove to throw the football. And Elk Grove doesn't throw. They've only thrown 27 passes this year and had 2 picks. So that's not their style of playing. They want to move the chains via the run. And lastly, have a balanced offensive attack. And they're very capable with their C.J. Lee running that attack. They can pass and run, and they keep you off balance. So they're going to have to do all 3 tonight to contain the Herd.
Well, that last one should be highlighted. We'll go a little more in depth about last year's ball game, where it proved out that Elk Grove, playing from behind, did not demonstrate the type of balance that they were able to come back from a big deficit. So I'm glad that we're going to see a fresh start and a clean slate for both of these ball clubs tonight. And happy to have you with us on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. And there's another tease right there about the run game controlling the clock, which you have always emphasized to the maximum.
And Elk Grove excels at that. If they get ahead of you and they just control the ball via the run, they're a great ahead team. Now, as you mentioned, Will, if they get behind early and forced to throw, they're not comfortable with that. So I'm sure that Coach Heffernan's ball club will do that. And also, it will be a real test on their secondary. They better put some pass rush on C.J. Lee, because they've got some outstanding receivers, and defending the pass is going to really put the onus on that secondary of Elk Grove. And lastly, pressure, like I say. They've got to come hard off the edge and mix up their coverage in order to contain that Jesuit attack.
Well, they got a fellow that does apply pressure with 10 sacks and 9 hurries. We'll see how the blocking scheme is concentrated on that particular standout. Well, we've got the table set for you here tonight at Elk Grove High School on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Coming up shortly, we'll raise the curtain on this Week 9 Delta League showdown as the visiting Jesuit Marauders come in with identical record 4-0 as the host Thundering Herd. Stay with us. We got some action dead ahead here. Don't wander off. And just ahead, I guess we're going to have some more on the table from Lauren Goodman about tonight's big Delta League showdown. Stay with us.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's alive. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
real-world experience.
It's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome aboard. Very nice to have you with us this evening on a brisk type of Friday night for a Week 9 matchup here, a Delta League showdown. Host Elk Grove taking on the visiting Jesuit Marauders. It should be a doozy. And for more on tonight's big ball game, let's turn our attention to Lauren Goodman. Goody?
Well, tonight it has definitely gotten a little brisk down here, but the tension between both teams and this rivalry has really grown over the years amongst these two coaches, and they're led by two leaders that are familiar names around Sacramento. The Marauders come in led by no other than Marlon Blanton. He has set the tone this year. Now, there has been some hiccups, hasn't necessarily had the season that he's wanted as far as the changes. He's coming into his 12th year. Now, he's 80-41 of his overall record, and he has 3 league championships. Every year, Coach comes in very optimistic with his group, and he's more pressing the message of brotherhood, and it's something that they've really stuck through this whole season. Now, coming in for the home team, the Herd is led by John Heffernan. This is his 6th year at Elk Grove, and he has been 20-plus years coaching in Sacramento. He has a 35-24 record here at Elk Grove, and he's only captured 1 league championship, and he's trying to solidify that this season. Now, these two teams, the last time they met, it was a showdown for the ages and a lot of scoring for these two teams and very similar offenses. They met actually October 16th, so almost a year ago to this date. You see that 70-35 score where the Marauders pretty much landslided the Elk Grove Thunder and Herd. They take off with a 14-0 lead in the first, and a fumble at the end, pick 6, kind of changed the trajectory of things. Burnett, who's also a scholarship kid, scored 3 TDs in the first half as Jesuit leads 42-28 at the break. 7 turnovers. Hear me, 7 turnovers doom the Herd, so they're definitely trying to take care of the ball tonight. Herd outgained Jesuit 466-408 yards, but the Herd get blasted again, 70-35. Now, again, I told you this series history has really grown between these two, and it's really come down to this end of the year when these two teams match off. So tonight is their 10th matchup, and it has been a seesaw of a series. The Marauders win opener 30-0. Herd rally to take the next 3 of the first 5 games. Jesuits sweep the next 4 and control the series 6-3. Last 2 Elk Grove losses were very narrow, so one 38-35 matchup and then a wide opening gap in that last meeting. It's going to be a ball game for you guys. Will.
A ball game indeed. And we're going to step back, take a little break here, and come back for more of tonight's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Access Sacramento presents.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Color and pageantry starting to spice things up here at Elk Grove High, home of the Thundering Herd. Balloons drifting high atop, but the focus will be down on the field tonight, and you can bet that these two head coaches had a very intense practice week, and particularly an attentive ball club on each side in the pregame talk.
Well, certainly, this has been brewing all season long. In fact, when we talked about this and predicted who would be matched up in the finals coming up in the final couple of weeks, Will, if you recall this summer, early summer, we talked about Elk Grove and of course Jesuit, and we threw Sheldon in there as a maybe, and that's pretty much the way it's been. Sheldon's only losses have been to these two teams, and these two teams rightfully are playing for the unofficial. Yes, they have one game remaining, but this is, believe me, a title game, and one that they've been looking forward to all year long.
Thundering Herd set to kick off wearing their navy and gold, and we'll get the show on the road here as the crowd becoming a little more intensified here on our opening kickoff. Short, bounding at about the 15, and finally picked up, and not a good decision there. Boom! Wow. A jarring shot dropped at the 5-yard line on a play where the bounding football fielded, and there's some indecision there. I imagine they were hoping that would go out of bounds, but it just kind of died after that first bounce.
Caleb Dixon decided to pick it up, and I'll tell you, the coverage, the special team coverage for the Herd was right there, and putting Jesuit deep down in the hole to start with, down there just about 10, 11-yard line. Looks like the 11, Will.
Thomas Coy with that shot at the 5-yard line, so poor field position for the Marauders on their opening possession. Opening shot at about the 6-yard line. Off tackle left, short yardage. And they've got those good running backs you mentioned, Jim. Let's take a look at this starting crew. A very explosive ball club that can put points on the board fast. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Wind continuing to pick up here. Swirling a bit, and we'll see how that affects anything in the air. Single wideouts left and right. Look right and fire. Broken tackle to get 4 more. Nice effort there. And you have to applaud that right there, because that defensive back had the clear shot at him. Well, Thundering Herd D on the spot tonight to try to slow down a ball club that put 70 on them last year.
Well, they moved the chains with that first down pass to Sanchez, and C.J. Lee has just been getting a little better, according to Coach, game by game. He's a young junior, beating out a senior for that spot, and he's got a good future here at Jesuit.
Wayshawn Parker with the tackle on that previous play. And a flag flies. A little anxiousness along that line of scrimmage, I do.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And we hear from veteran referee Mark Evans, heading our 5-person Northern California Officials Association crew, keeping things fair and square tonight. Well, that play got chopped up before it got going. Nice leakage in that defensive line there to disrupt the blocking.
Defensive front handled it. No push off the left side of the Jesuit line.
Well, Along with veteran Mark Evans, this crew comprised of umpire Fred K. Wood, head linesman Abraham Samuel, Taylor Tanasi, the line judge, and the back judge, Dave Guerrero. Passing down, left flat, complete, but not much more after that. Good help from the secondary as the first defender hit him, then Mason Vasquez finished it off.
Well, like you said, they didn't get much out of a couple of yards. Puts them in a third and roughly 4, Will. And looks like they're going to that short passing game, having completed 2 of them. C.J. Lee with 2 completions already. And not much yardage out of each, but first one, enough to move the chains. Second one, short, went to the short side of the field here. Third and roughly 3.5.
Well, let's see what they go with. They can just about use anything. Split backs behind him. A bobble and a loose football right at the line of scrimmage, and it might be a Herd fumble recovery. How about that? Lee was quick coming out of there.
Yes, he definitely. I can't blame that on the center snap, but it looks like he pulled out early. If you see, the Herd was looked like they had 2 people in A gap on each side, and he pulled out. Here it is. Looked like a good snap.
Yeah, hit him right between the hands there. Just what he was looking up.
Well, not a time to fumble.
No, they blow this play dead after they toss to Parker. We'll see what this is all about. Line judge and head linesman. This is going to be against Jesuit, -5. It'll bring up 1st and 5. Well, the turnover compounded by a 5-yard penalty.
Well, as mentioned earlier, we talked about the kicking game and turnover battle here tonight might be separating these. They may be the difference makers. We'll see.
So 1st and 5, they line up on the right hash mark. Nice hole up the middle, big speed, touchdown, Thundering Herd on a blast by Mason Vasquez. That was the quickest draw I've seen all year.
That was quick. I mean, it was the timing on that snap and the handoff was incredible. And then the burst by Vasquez.
Whoo-wee.
Hello. What went by, Will?
That was the quickest I've seen, and half of that defensive unit for the Marauders didn't even see the play. Okay, on for the PAT. They'll try to tack on one more as the turnover comes back to sting the Marauders. And just a short drive needed to do that. Spot boot on the way and got it. How about that? Now take a look at this.
You want to see a burst of speed? Have a look.
Untouched except right there. Well, we'll be right back for more of this game that's exploded already here. The Herd on top 7-0. We'll be right back.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Well, we played just a few minutes here, 8:09 early here in the first, and the Herd strikes, take advantage of a turnover, and here's the ensuing kick, very short, fair catch just outside the 20-yard line, and average field position coming up for the Marauders, and their difficulty started on the opening kickoff that was not played well.
Not played well, no. Not played well, and great coverage downfield by the Herd. And put them in a hole to start with. And let's see here now what the Marauders can do with the ball on the 20. And right now, it's just early in this football game, but it appears like the herd likes this fall weather because they look crisp right now, Will.
They do, and that was a huge break for them, and they cashed it in to get on top. Very important in a game like this. Left side running, big running room. The misdirection helped them there. That was very well done. And a first down, a big one there for Jesuit on the burst, that time by Jagger Shaddix. Carry is all the way out to the 38-yard line, so they move the chains and get some pretty good field position here.
Yes, that was a nice run, a nice burst. I like misdirection.
Oh, got a stoppage of play. Somebody called a timeout. And we'll step back and re-examine things ourselves. We'll be right back. Don't wander off.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Both clubs back out onto the field after a timeout taken early here, not even midway in the first quarter, 7:38 remaining. First down for the Marauders, down by 7. He bumps into his own blocker and falls forward for a couple. That play was not designed to run into the blocking there, but they still get a little bit out of that.
Not much, about a yard. Jesuit running that two-back veer, and they will occasionally go to the gun, and C.J. Lee, the young junior, being the leader of this ball club, having some veteran running backs in Shaddix, Seibels, and, of course, Pappas.
That was Seibels on the last carry there. Picks up 2, we'll call it 2nd and 8 upcoming. He's going to throw, flushed, and incomplete. He flipped it out there, kind of dangerous, but no harm on that. Incomplete, however, 3rd and 8.
Well, he tried to make something out of nothing, Will. If nothing was there, he tried to shuffle that pass off and not take the loss. But now here they are in a third down and 9. That lightning bolt down marker there is deceiving.
We'll see about pass pressure. We spoke of that earlier. And what looks like an obvious passing down. We'll see. Split backs, double wide to the right. And he does want to throw here. Over the middle, intercepted at the 40-yard line. And there's the second turnover of the ball game. Well read right there on the pick at the right spot. Thomas Coy, last week he had a pick 6 as well. It looked like it was right to him, Coach.
It certainly was. He looked like he was the receiver there. And coming into this game, the herd with 17 interceptions, now with number 18.
Well, if you're talking about a mirror effect, here we go.
The interception during the return, illegal block in the back. 52, Elk Grove. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, they blew the whistle on James Minot, backs him up, but this pass was...
let's have a look at this as you see CJ back to pass.
Was there a receiver there?
Well, it looks like...
Roll and run it. Big burst there to get the first down. Nicely done. This Elk Grove ball club has terrific team speed.
Yes, they do. They have speed, and they look certainly ready tonight on a nice fall night. A little cool breeze, and the Herd reacting. They it's for early moments of this ball game. They look ready and crisp.
Jeremiah Rosales has had some big games, kind of unsung with a couple of these other players getting notoriety, but he's excellent. Now here on first down, they pound it for about 5 on the give there to Mason Vasquez. So they more than make up for the penalty after the interception, but 2 first-quarter turnovers. Kind of a mirror job on last year's game when it was Elk Grove self-destructing.
Correct.
Second and
let's
6.
see if Elk Grove can capitalize on this.
He keeps, turns in a big speed. He's to the outside. Who can catch him? Cut back, out of bounds, inside the 5. And he really turned it up that time. David Hale with the speed. There was nobody outside to contain that.
No, young sophomore there showed me a lot of speed. I love the fake inside. If we get a chance to look at it again, that's a great fake inside, and 3 Jesuit guys tackle the would-be fake halfback.
All the Elk Grove backs have had long runs this season. Hale's had a 77-yard run. He keeps and squirts through a little hole for short yardage, gets a few. They mark him at about the 7-yard line or so. Bring up second down. Clock rolling here, 5:20 on the flip side of quarter number 1. Very nice to have you with us this evening on a brisk night. Excellent for fall football, and right now the home crowd is really liking what's going on here. On top 7 and threatening for more.
Well, here they are on the 12-yard line, and the Herd with their great running backs and Hale himself.
Up the middle for power. Vasquez is a tough running back.
Very.
He has yards after contact, and he makes the 2-yard line.
Yeah, he shows me a burst of speed, and he does run with power. He comes into this contest with a 7.1 yards per carry. It's a nice average.
Yes. Anybody out there would like to have that. So they're set up deep in the red zone, Coach, and 4:20 clock rolling here, late first, but whistles are going to prevent this play from going any further. We'll see what they decide to call on this.
Third down.
Yeah, they've got some movement on Elk Grove. Cost them 5.
So it stays third down. Spot the football at the 7.
Well, normally you'd talk about play action pass, but that would be surprise me. As you know, Coach Heff doesn't really like to throw the football that much. So to me, it looked like a misdirection coming up, perhaps, or even a boot on Hale. He presents a problem with them with his speed.
Oh, boy, does he. Okay. He's going to roll, throw to open in the end zone from here to Broadway. Woo! I don't know who busted that coverage, but I might have even been able to catch that one. The TD pass, uncontested, into the arms of Dylan Archuleta.
Well, I don't know how much more open you could be.
I really couldn't say. But it's 13-0, and some early shock treatment applied to Jesuit here. That was a beautifully called and designed and executed play.
I'm impressed with Hale, the young sophomore.
And a little bobble there, but a nice concentration. Let's take another look at this touchdown pass.
Well, he's there, uncontested.
Oh, well, you stay with us because there's going to be a lot more of that coming up here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Thundering Herd, thundering early here in this football game. 2 Jesuit turnovers, 2 Herd touchdowns. 14-0, Elk Grove on top. Another short kick.
And another fair catch.
Yes, well, they are preventing any run backs, I can say that.
Well, on both those fair catches, Will, he's backpedaling to the catch, and the deeper back behind him is not calling him off to run it.
And not adjusting in the position, the formation for receiving. So we'll see what the Marauders come up with here on their third possession. They have been handled so far in this first quarter with 3:46 to go. A fumble and an interception, both cashed in for Elk Grove touchdowns. Up the middle, wide open. Here's a foot race. I don't think they can catch him.
Pappas is gone.
From behind, they do. What a great touchdown-saving tackle right there, and a full sprint.
Thomas Coy caught Pappas from behind.
He doesn't even believe it. Well, that was about an 80-yard run. There was nobody in front of him. All he could see was green.
What a hole, Will. I mean, it was wide open.
Well, now, that's what Marauder fans are waiting to see right there. And if they can complete this drive, then they're back in this ball game. Double wide receivers to the left, single coverage on them. Turn and give. That play is stymied and shut down inside the 5.
Well, they try to get that ball right there to Shaddix, and nothing going. I'll give credit to Thomas Coy. He never gave up. He made up ground because Pappas had a good 10-yard lead on him, and he caught him.
At least 10. Now, he's
Maybe
really
more.
come on strong as a defensive back. He had a pick 6 last week and an interception tonight. So here we go, 2nd and goal. Split backs. There's been movement in that backfield. Even on the play that went for big yardage, there was kind of an awkward snap on that.
All right, the snap. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, I'm a little alarmed with that dive call there, that quick opener, with that kind of yardage. And you don't want to limit your quarterback to 1 or 2 downs to get in the end zone. That kind of surprised me a bit, because I'll tell you, it didn't surprise the Herd up front. They handled it.
They did. Jesuit with their veer offense. Looks like pretty much the same formation.
Split back veer.
Hesitation, and he rolls. He's at the 10 and fires to the end zone. Unable to come up with the catch. So we'll see what comes of this.
Well, they got 2 downs left here.
3rd down. They need to get in from the 9.
Well, it looked like Hale could have, C.J. Lee could have picked up a few more yards running there and get out of bounds. Not enough room to get in the end zone.
Well, we got a solo receiver way out to the left. He's looking for him. There's the lob to the corner. Overthrown. That was kind of, I just felt like he was going to go to him on that.
Well, he did. He there was no doubt. He had him trying to go to the corner with the back pedal catch. Not much room. One-on-one coverage over there. Good job by the DB on that side.
Overthrown, make it 4th and 9. They need to get in from here, 4th and goal. And certainly they're in jeopardy now of squandering this opportunity after the big run.
Without a doubt, here, will he change his mind? The kicking team's not coming on the field. They do have an outstanding field goal kicker, but they want to get some of that 14-point deficit back.
Basically same formation. All right. He's going to hit from behind, and there's a sack right there. It's Parker whirling around with a speed sack.
Well, I'll tell you, the back that had to check block him didn't even have a chance. If you'll see the replay, I tell you, he went around him so quickly.
Wayshawn Parker. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Well, that drive just came to a screeching halt. They get nothing out of it. The Herd offense back out there, and the Marauder defense has nothing to buff them up right now. No score. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. They smack it forward and get a little bit of field position on the give to Vasquez.
No, not much there.
This crowd really starting to buzz here with those early touchdowns.
Well, certainly that the Elk Grove fans got something here to get their adrenaline going right quick early in this ball game.
Well, there's a look at that Marauder defense, kind of wondering what fell on them here in the first quarter.
There you see Jesuit in a four-man front dropping, actually playing it pretty soft with a four-man rush. It surprises me.
They pitch and go wide, and it's well defended. Good lateral containment there, but they do make the 20. It'll bring up third and short. But this team speed on Elk Grove is impressive.
Very impressive. And that includes the running backs and Hale, as well as the wideouts. And then they have kind of Mr. Do-Everything, Parker, who can play anywhere. And very productive. Wherever they need him, they put him.
Well, the Marauders back on their heels right now. Here we go. They run it to the right. Broken. Here's a foot race. Let's see who can get him. A nice cutback right there. 4 players chasing him to the 15 and dropped inside the 15-yard line. There is some team speed, and this Marauder defense is dazed right now on that long run turned in by Rosales. And we spoke of him earlier. Underrated, but excellent.
Watch this replay. Rosales hits off tackle, bounces it out, turns it on. Watch the cutback. Here he goes. And I'll give credit to 27 chasing him down along with the safety.
Yes, Eibel had to chase him and try to shut that down. We have played one here at Elk Grove High School in this Delta League showdown, and right now the host Herd on top 14-0 over Jesuit. Don't wander away. We've got plenty more here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
We opened second quarter action, and that was roughly a 62-yard run right there. Jim, there's several players doing the damage here. It's not just one. They've got a brigade of backs, as you mentioned in the pregame.
Well, Rosales, Vasquez, Hill, Scott, you can go on, and we haven't even seen Villafaga in there, and he's a good one. So they've got 4 or 5 running backs in there, and that run with speed and power.
And I don't think Parker's had a touch. So look out. They're working inside the 15-yard line. A dive is well contained and shoved back. Tough play there by the Jesuit defensive line. And leading that charge coming in there strong was Cooper Babb.
Cooper Babb, the inside backer, and Tatum Pappas, who goes both ways, who made that big-time 80-yard run, and then the defense came and rose to the occasion. The Herd did. Again, with pressure on CJ and shutting down and keeping the Marauders out of the end zone.
Okay, second down upcoming. Virtually no gain on the previous play, and he cuts back and gets a little... there was nothing there, but he nearly makes the 10.
Nobody allowed two Marauders to miss him, who had good shots at him.
So third, about 7, as we're just underway here in the second period. Nice to have you along for this ride tonight with the Hometown Sports Game of the Week with the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James, and so far, big plays have been quite a treat. We've seen 4 of them already.
We have great bursts of speed, and then we have all great efforts on running backs, halfbacks running him down, corners.
He tosses, and that play was pretty well defended, but they can't finish him off. Boy, I'll tell you, he is tough to bring down. They get only 1 or 2 on that, but 4 guys had a shot at him. So they're going to spot the football near the 10, but it looks like a different play being brought in.
Well, it looks like Dotson's going to go with a field goal here.
That's a fact. They'll kick from about the 17. It would be about a 27-yarder from the left hash. And an important play here, especially for the Jesuit defense. Long count. Spot, boot on the way, got distance, and no good, wide left. So the Marauders hold after a long run by Rosales, and still 14-0 Elk Grove. We'll be right back.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Short yardage on the carry there by Drew Pappas. They spot him at the 24-yard line. They give him 3 on the play, but Jesuit's going to need to put together a drive here before the half and get on the board.
Well, definitely they do need one, and don't have to get it all in one play, but they're capable of mixing it up.
A toss and a nice cut to get the first down, and plenty more. Powering forward with a nice bit of power along with the speed. Pappas again.
Well, Pappas, that gives him close to 100 yards, really. He had 80, and nice runoff there of about 15.
He'll remember that 80, though, for a while. There it is. No, he's a tough back. They've got a nice group of running backs there. From the 39-yard line, first down Marauders. Short drop, fire left. Short gain. Nice cut back inside to get a little bit extra on the play there by Johnny Brannon.
Yes, he did. And they'll go to that play again anytime they can get that cushion. They only picked up 4. That's okay. Being second down and approximately 7, maybe.
That ball kind of fluttered on Lee and stayed up there a little while extra longer.
It did. I don't know if a defender got a piece of it or it just wobbled out of his hand.
Well, timeout on the field, and we've had punctuation a few times here. We'll be right back. Don't go away. More to come.
Hola, soy Isabela Gómez ayudando a Smokey Bear porque él tiene mucho más que decir que solo...
Solo tú puedes prevenir incendios forestales.
Si estás afuera disfrutando de una barbacoa después de una larga caminata, asegúrate de no tirar tus brasas o cenizas calientes al suelo, porque podría provocar un incendio forestal. Toma en serio la prevención de incendios forestales y salvemos el mundo un día a la vez. Juntos con Smokey Bear podemos hacerlo. Ve a smokeybear.com para obtener más información.
Okay, second and long, make it about second and a long 7, and a look to the sideline by the Marauder offense as our umpire finally puts the ball down. We'll see what's up from the 42-yard line. He keeps and finds a big hole, dropped, crossing midfield to the Herd 48.
Nice job by C.J. Lee. A nice fake to that dive back going through. And once again, these young quarterbacks are looking pretty decent here, particularly on the run. Run that dive option or veer option fake here. There you have it.
2 defenders tackled the fake man.
Yeah.
So well executed there. First down, Marauders, they actually park it at the 49 of Elk Grove. We're nearing midway second at the 7:10, and again, play is going to be halted here. Am I mistaken, or is this a lot of timeouts?
I don't know. I believe unofficially that Elk Grove used their second or third timeout.
So we'll take another one ourselves and come right back.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, it's nice to have you folks with us this evening for another edition of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. And this one started out explosively as Elk Grove turned up the heat on visiting Jesuit. Still on top, 14-0 here. 7:12 remaining in the second quarter. Blitz. Boom. He took the block. There's a completion to the 20, to the 10, and dragged down from behind.
Wow.
Another touchdown-saving tackle by Dodson, but the play fake worked to perfection.
Yes, great fake, and I like the way C.J. Lee, watch him hang in the pocket here. He does a 3-step, comes up the middle of the pocket, finds his receiver, 19, with a great job.
Jonah Lorson.
Yes.
So, that, I'm sure, is going to wake up this Elk Grove defense. A couple of big plays turned up on them. They're still holding the 14-0 lead, but again, the Marauders now threatening up to the line of scrimmage, deep in the red zone from the Elk Grove 5. He keeps, sneaks forward and gets to the 2 or 3. Now that is a load right there, 66?
Yes. I would say so.
370?
Yes.
Well,
let me tell you, they've got some palais in there. They've got about 300 pounders in there that you're going to have to move. I'll tell you that.
That's a tough blocking assignment, Coach.
Yeah, they're going to have to bring in the herd scales to weigh those guys.
Well, they're pushing forward here couple yards out. They have twin receivers to the left.
They're really bunched up. He could run that option again and keep.
They hand off and smack in there, even though they got bumped. That's a touchdown, Jesuit, on the carry there on the short yardage 2-yard blast. Carried in nice that time as Siebel had the nice hole to go through.
Siebel had it there, got a good burst. He got hit, and his momentum carried it in the end zone.
So they're on the board here at the 5:33, flips out of quarter number 2 on to try to tack on the extra. Georgie Hemmon. Nice execution on the special teams. And another look at the short yardage touchdown.
It's just a simple dive play, and you see Siebel diving in the end zone. Only had about 1.5 yards, 2 yards to go. So Jesuit's back in the game, 14-7.
Stay with us. We're coming right back. Things tightening up here at Elk Grove High.
Stem is precise. No margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
The momentum has shifted, and the Marauders are back in the ball game, down 14-7 now. This possession by Elk Grove is a crucial one if they're going to get the momentum back. Deep line drive kickoff, muffed, and gathered in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20 on the touchback, as that was a real shot. Coy couldn't quite come up with it.
No. Well, this will... We'll find out some things here. We've got 5:30 left in this quarter, plenty of time. They can go on one of their long drives, but we're a little surprised tonight that the drives haven't been long because we've had some long touchdowns runs and setup runs.
Am I mistaken, or is Parker still yet to get a touch into this game?
Well, we'll find out here.
Passing on first down, wide open Parker. A cutback, another cutback. Who wants him? Another cut, and he's inside the 20. Oh, my goodness.
Well, hello, Mr. Parker. The do-it-all athlete on this football team. And this young man can play multiple positions. He's got hands and speed galore, and he showed us some moves there.
He did. I was waiting for him to get a touch, and that was more than a touch. So a big play now puts the burden back on this Jesuit defense. 1st and 10, Hurd. Quick snap, work left, short yardage.
He got a couple, but you know, that was a great play call, and we didn't have to wait till 3rd down, Will. Here's a non-passing team that surprises you by throwing early, and he's wide open.
Let's take a look. Here's the play, and he's got a decent arm.
Yes, wide open Parker.
Look at these cuts. He just turned this secondary around and around.
He's trying to use his blockers. Look at this.
Okay, gain of 2, 2nd and 8 from about the 18-yard line. He keeps it and finds a hole and skirts forward. Maybe shy of a first, but close. It's going to bring up a 3rd. He's just outside the 10. So Hale almost snuck in there. He's about 2 yards shy.
I'm impressed with the young sophomore. And he's coming of age, according to the coaches. He is coming of age. He will fill out. He's got 2 more years to play. So.
Twin wide receivers come to the near side. Clock rolling with 3:40 to go. They blast straight ahead. They're close to it. We'll see where they spot him at about the 8-yard line. Vasquez is bread and butter.
Yes, he is. When it comes to tough yardage, they go to Vasquez. He can move the chains.
Pappas with the stop for Jesuit. Let's see, he's about a foot short. So third and very short. What's happening here?
First and goal.
Oh, well, then let's move the chains, and I see that big number 1. Boy, this would be a huge turnaround after Jesuit had the score for them to come right back and get one of their own.
Oh, yes. This is a great reaction on the part.
Dive forward. Hale again inside the 5.
Wow. You know, he looks like a basketball player. He's slender built. But I tell you, this young man can run, and I'm very impressed with Hale.
Less than 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's been dominated by Elk Grove. It's still a ball game, however, but this next sequence could change that outlook. He gets stacked up and shoved back in the pile. They're probably getting some progress to about the 2 or 3, I'd say. Clock continues to roll at the 2:20. But that first down bomb really caught them flat.
Well, they're stacking, and they're bringing 11 into the game, and they've used him before. Anthony Rulas.
Are they looking a little tired on defense?
Yes. They've been on the field a good portion of this game.
Okay, big play, under 2 minutes. They work left, cut back, touchdown, thundering herd. And I'd say that fella's got a little bit of speed to the outside. Sean Parker. 2 big plays on this scoring drive, a long and a short.
Well, I'll tell you what, he turned a corner so quickly and was in the end zone by the time they were wondering what hit him. It was amazing. He turns that corner. If we see the replay after this PAT.
I'm quite sure. So, trying to tack on number 21 at the 148 mark. Late here in the first half. Long count. Big rush. He pounds it hard. Got it. Let's take a look at the Parker TD. Oh, just dance on in. Sean Parker. Yeah. And we will come back for more of the hometown sports game of the week. Number 1, Sean Parker.
Scene 103, take 1.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
How do I know the way I'm going to respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
What if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
Hey, Hakim. If it made you feel that way, bro, I'll probably do. Oh, man. Love you too.
(21-7) host Elk Grove leading Jesuit High School in this Delta League battle for first place. Both clubs coming in 4-0 in the Delta in week 9, just 1 game remaining, so all intents and purposes this is for the title. High but short from the 25, and about a 5-yard return on the play that time. So Jesuit with about 1:45 left on the clock will have a little bit of time to put something together after Vassar ran it out to give them field position just outside their 25. So the big play has been the big story in this first half for Elk Grove.
Well, the ball bound 35. They got a 65-yard field to go by here. So let's see what Jesuit does in their 2-minute offense. With only 1:45, let's see if they run that 2-minute right.
And let's take a look to see if there's some pass pressure involved.
Well, I see 5-man front lined up there now, 6.
Yep.
Coming hard with 6 people.
Short drop, pump fake left, has got time. Now he's flushed. Throws on the run. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Well covered, everybody downfield.
They are, and he tried to shed the pocket a little bit and get outside. Pressured by Elk Grove, like I said, they lined up in a 6-man defensive front and said, hey, you're not going to run the ball against us here. We're going to try to put pressure and make it a little tough on Parker here.
Okay, 2nd and 10. Clock stopping with the 1:38.
They're playing a little zero coverage, which we call man cover.
Loose football covered up.
Wow.
My.
They got to be careful. See, the Herd should have saved some timeouts. They've used their timeouts. They would have got the ball back and an opportunity here unless Jesuit moves the chains.
They were rattling off timeouts at a record pace for the first quarter and early second. It was bang, 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 and they were out.
Yeah.
Lee able to make the recovery there. Now, minute 5. Let's see what they can do here on 3rd down.
Like I said, I don't think the Herd has a timeout left.
Okay. Fire right, nearly picked. 4th and 9.
Well, here's where they got to be very careful in punting. With that speed, and let's see if Parker is back. Yes, he is. And look out. I'm sure they're going to try to punt away from him or OB.
Maybe. We've assumed that a few times over the years, and every time we do, it goes directly to the dangerous threat.
Yeah. All right, we got
still got the clock going here. Less than a minute. Good snap, quick punt, line drive. Bobbled by Parker, but he picks it up on one bounce and comes to the near side. Shows a burst. Stays on his feet at the 50.
Well, there's where, he's a big-time threat. But there, you go out of bounds. Okay? You smartly go out of bounds. And I know he wants to go to the house.
Okay, here's the deal. That low trajectory gave him a chance to run it, even though he did the bobble here. Quick hands. And there was almost a clip from behind on this, right there.
Right there, yes.
And he stayed on his feet tough
He
right
does.
there.
He balances, yes.
Quick opener off the right side, a blast for about 7.
But again, here's the clock running, and again, you run a no-huddle play here, or they may not get a playoff.
Vasquez with the last carry. They're working in Jesuit territory, 13 seconds, and that's going nowhere.
No.
The pitch man was covered, and the hole was covered. So that's going to about do it here in the first half. But it was a half dominated by the home team as the clock shows zeros. And Elk Grove, very, very excellent, well-executed first half.
Very definitely. They came out to play. They were very crisp in what they did. Jesuit got themselves in a hole early. And so we have a 21-7 ball game and a very fast half.
2 turnovers turned into scores, put them behind the 8 ball right away, but credit Elk Grove for cashing them. And then coming back for that 3rd score after the Marauders got on the board was huge.
That was a great response.
Applying that pressure.
Yeah.
That was the pass to Parker.
That's what you need out of your ball club. And they showed that. And again, it's history. I'm sure they're happy with that 14-point cushion. But as we said, they used those timeouts defensively, and they all came when the defense was on the field. So
It's hard to coach, Coach.
I know they'd like to have one back now.
Boy, would they. But that was a decisively superior first half by the Herd. And I would have to think that they're reflecting back about a year ago and maybe a little payback after getting blasted at Jesuit in a Saturday matinee, 70-35.
Well, who would ever think they'd go over 100 points total? And I'm sure that Coach Heff and his staff have reminded his Herd Ball Club all week long. The players that were on that football team will not forget that. And as they come back as seniors, they want to make their due and make amends on that loss last year. And they certainly showed that. They came ready to play tonight.
Oh, they did. It was clear that they got off the ball in every way imaginable, a lot more sharply and quicker than Jesuit did tonight. And, you know, looking at some of the on-field warm-ups prior to the start of this football game, I did not see a real sharp edge on the Marauders in their warm-up.
No, again, it's pregame, and we have an old saying, you know, I'd rather win the game than the pregame show. But there was seemingly, I thought they were not moving as rapidly, but maybe they were very confident coming into the half, and this Elk Grove Ball Club had more speed than they anticipated.
And we talked about that, and they sure did show it off in this first half by about 6 guys that all could step.
Yes, they do. And they got off the football, and it just looked like the Jesuit defense was a step short in that first half.
It was, and it would be very interesting to be in that locker room and hearing some of the discussion, which I'm quite sure is going to be forceful. And as far as John Heffernan's ball club is concerned, I'm quite sure he's pleased. I don't know what could be a detraction there. Not a perfect half by his club, but an outstanding half. They took over.
Well, they did. They were recipient of the turnovers. They capitalized on them. Certainly, as we said in this ball game, turnovers could play a big factor.
They sure did. A fumble and 2 interceptions. Don't wander off. We're going to take a little break and come right back as you see the Elk Grove marching band out there ready to do something.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Nice to have you with us at Elk Grove High this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Let's join our partner down on the field, Lauren Goodman. Goody?
Well, I'm typically joined with the guest, but he's talking to his team right now in this heated ball game. Coach Blanton got to speak to him for a little bit, and he talked about his team's discipline. He said they need to be more disciplined. They need to take care of the football. 2 turnovers is unacceptable. He definitely said his team needs to adjust to the speed of Elk Grove's offense. They're getting the ball moving. They came out guns a-blazing. He wants to find out how his defense can adjust, get some stops in key moments, but also find some offensive rhythm out there so they can get some more points on the board. Back to you guys.
Rhythm, yes, rhythm. The out-of-sync plays were rather apparent. They did have a little bit of a drive here and there, but not what Blanton was expecting in this type of ball game.
No, not at all. And as you look at the band competition going out on the field, they didn't capitalize on a nice drive. They were preceded with an 80-yard run by Pappas, but they never got in the end zone, and they came away in that red zone with no points, no field goal, no nothing. And so if they capitalized on that, they'd only be a touchdown behind. Will not 14.
That's right. And in that drive, they went for it on 4th down inside the red zone there, and it was speed again by Elk Grove as Parker got around that block and sacked the quarterback from behind to shut down that drive.
Well, to me, you've got to account by number 1, Parker, where he is. And as an offensive coach, you better know where he is because he can play inside backer, outside backer. He can play strong safety or free safety. So if Elk Grove wisely uses him where they need him. So he came off that edge, and he shed that blocker like he wasn't there.
So after having a very quiet quarter and a half with no touches, he shakes loose for the long bomb and the triple cutback. Then he gets the sack from behind and then dances in on the short yardage touchdown.
And a nice run back on a punt return that, they didn't cash in a score on, but he put them in position where if they had some time left on the clock, they could have possibly put another TD on the board. So he puts them in that position, and to me, you have to account for him on both sides of the football. And
no
he
doubt.
is one complete football player that I've seen. Now, this is only one game, but I've heard some good things about him, and tonight we saw him live.
Certainly did. And we've got this band live here with quite an ensemble out there. 3 separate units. And this group is often victorious in band competition.
Well, you're getting a great treat out there, and I'm sure you see some great music going on at the Flag Girls. They've got the whole, it's quite a halftime show for high school, let me tell you.
Well, this host crowd that looked somewhat detached prior to game time is now fully involved.
Well, between the performance of the herd and the band, they're coming alive here in the bleachers.
Stay with us. Lots more to come here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
Real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
That's quite a show here at halftime by this outstanding ensemble of marching band and company. I don't know how many they number out there, but let's take a look now at the weekly rankings compiled by the Imperator. Domino's Dozen.
Well, here we go. Folsom number 1, of course, and no one in this area has beaten them. And the only one was Sarah over for the Bay Area, San Mateo area. Oak Ridge, number 2, only lost to Folsom. Monterey Trail, losing early to Folsom, but handling their league very easily, number 3. Del Oro at 4. Jesuit here tonight, you're looking at them trailing, number 5. At 5 positions in jeopardy. Placer 6 with a big game at West Park. Joey Montoya against Tenner's group at Rockland 7. Elk Grove here 8. They're acting like they're better than 8, but we've got 2 quarters to go, Will. Granite Bay at 9. Vista del Lago 10. Sheldon 11, now in second place in the Delta. Casa Roble with a big game tonight versus Pioneer. And then down the road, they got to meet Dixon. In the red zone, Christian Brothers, West Park, unbeaten West Park, again playing Placer tonight. Grant High School in 15. Antelope 16. We'll get a look at them next week. Intercom at 17. Roseville at 18. Dixon, and followed by Laguna Creek at number 20. On the bubble, trying to get in that red zone or higher. Liberty Ranch having a good year. Wood Creek we saw earlier in the year. Natomas with a victory on this our channel over Cordova. Rosemont and Pioneer. And there you have it. This week's bubble, red zone, and dozen.
Wow, the whole spread, Imperator. There we see a pretty active Elk Grove Thundering Herd Ball Club there, and they will receive that second half kickoff. Major pressure on this defensive unit now for Jesuit.
Very definitely pressure on that D. Very definitely, because I can tell you, I know this is, this is why you play a whole ball game 4 quarters, and we've only gone by 2. They've gone quickly on the clock, and where we thought that Elk Grove would have to use the clock, moving the chains sort of slowly, they've had bursts and big plays tonight, and have capitalized on the Marauder turnovers.
Yes, we saw the nervous hands on the muff snap for the first turnover, and then 2 pass interceptions. Not well thrown.
No, thrown right into coverage.
So nerves do apply, and on the road especially.
Well, particularly. And then we, like we said, we saw big pressure.
Okay, Lauren Goodman, what you got?
Coach, got your crowd going crazy. Tough game. How you feeling right now at halftime?
We're good. We're in a good position right now. The boys have been playing really well, doing their job. We just got to continue to do our job and not turn the ball over and try to create 1 or 2 more turnovers if we can.
Sounds great, Coach. Get back to your team.
Thank you.
Will, back to you.
Coach Heffernan, in his 6th year, has a league crown and a section title under his belt since coming over to the Herd.
Yes, he has. He's been successful. That was a great move for him, a great move for Elk Grove to get him from Burbank High School, where he won many Metro titles there. And so he brought a good number of his staff over here with him, and they're doing a good job here. This game's far from over. This team shows me more speed than the past Herd teams that we've seen in the last 5 years, Will.
No question about it. They do have a speed factor that's well above the average, and they've shown it off here this evening on a number of occasions. Well, the Marauders did not bring an entire battalion out here to Elk Grove, but they do have some faithful there as we get the zoom into their support section. And, you know, it's not easy to hit the road when you travel. And I'll tell you, Coach, but your El Camino Eagles faithful were always out in force.
Well, they would follow us home or away, and we were very proud of them. We had a great support network, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's an essential thing for a winning program. There's the Herd getting last-minute instructions from his assistant coaches.
Yeah. It just, you bring back many great memories when you bring that up, Will, because it's like that old version of those were the days, my friend.
Boy, they were. And you didn't know me at that time, but I shared a number of those days as a spectator, having to cross Arden Way to get over to Eagle Stadium. So we're ready to rock. As mentioned, Jesuit to kick off. The Herd have first possession. Hold on to yourselves. This is liable to be a key series right here. Hemmon ready to do the booting. Big kid. Boom. Pounded. Okay. On the run back. To the near side, a cut back in additional room. Walk that sideline. How about that? All those Marauders had a shot at him, but Coy motored on that.
Thomas Coy showed me some moves, used his blockers, and as you know, earlier in the day, he's the one that saved the touchdown by catching Pappas from behind.
You're right. And that's a huge play, and Pappas will never forget that. So here we go. First down, Herd operating from the Marauder 44. Inside, between the tackles. 2-yard carry. We're underway here in the third quarter. And boy, that bread and butter tough running back is among the best we've seen. Mason Vasquez. And that opening touchdown set the pace, set the tone. That burst.
Oh, he did. The defense looked like they weren't even ready. I mean, the timing and the burst were just unbelievable. He was in the end zone, just like that.
Okay, so tight formation, no wideouts. Parker gets the toss, through the hole, spins, stays on his feet. He's a few yards short, but that was some nice individual effort right there. Marauders fortunate they had that linebacker.
Oh, yes, he saved it.
So right away, a terrific kickoff return and opportunity to cash in a first down here.
Well, it's nice when you get that return to the 45 and you've got a 45-yard field now. You know, it's not 100 yards anymore.
No, it's not. Okay, Hale, a toss. Can he get there? Yes, big speed. There it is, another speed play. And they're just wearing out the Marauders. Rosali's one of the best backs around. And a penalty marker right there at the 30-yard line.
During the run, holding, number 12, offense, 10-yard penalty, still third down.
So they blow the whistle on Nico Perez, a wide receiver. So they're going to nullify the nice run and the penalty walk-off. will be assessed. They park it at the Marauder 40. Make it be third down.
Well, it didn't hurt him too bad because it was from the spot of the foul, okay, and not the LOS.
Not the line of scrimmage. So they're still looking. They only need about 6 yards here on third down. Let's see what happens. Double wide receivers dispatched to the left. Motion. Big blitz. He gets it away. Parker weaving through traffic. Cannot make first down yardage, but he gets to the 37. Fourth down, probably 4 down territory for Coach Heffernan and the Herd.
Well, there was not much there. I mean, he picked up about 3 or 4 yards, and there was nothing there because they were all over him. But I'll tell you what, he just, you're going to have to bring him down. He's elusive. He fights for yardage. I like how competitive he is.
So David Hale comes back from the sideline with a play. On fourth down, the pitch turned up and dropped at the 31. It looks like a first down for the Herd. Clutch on fourth down, and again, speed snaking through that hole. Rosales saw the daylight and went for it.
I'm impressed with him, yes. Jeremiah Rosales, once again. I'll tell you, he's 5'8", but he plays big.
Hurdles a tackler and makes the 31 for a first down.
This is a crucial for the Jesuit defense. If they give up a TD here, it should be very difficult. It's a loose ball.
Yes, it is. Hale had a shot at it, but apparently couldn't get to it. It was a bad exchange on the handoff. But Hale was able to dive on it alertly.
Yes, he did. He saved it. They haven't committed a turnover tonight, and so that's been a difference in this ball game beside the scoreboard.
So, second down. They need 10.
Now, Jesuit needs a big defensive play here to make and put the Herd in trouble and get the ball back here. This is crucial here.
Tight formation except a single wide out to the left. They fake the toss, and he squirts through, gets to the 25. He got about half, a little more than half.
No, he doesn't need much.
Well, our referee, Mark Evans, not sure what he was signaling for there.
Yeah, but they got...
football's at the 26.
They got a long 4 to make here.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not limping around a little bit. I think he got felt that a little bit on that last hit. Young Hale, David Hale, young sophomore leading this group.
He keeps. There it is. He saw the daylight and had the patience to wait for it. First down, Herd.
Yeah, they've got to account for him because now they're covering the pitch. They're afraid of that pitch turning the corner. Now he's got a running lane for himself.
He was very composed on this play.
Watch this. This is nice. He saw it. He tucked it in right now. Run like a running back.
He surely did. So there it is. They've been excellent on third and fourth down conversions tonight.
They have big plays. Not only moving the clock here, having used not quite half of this quarter, this looks like one of the old type Elk Grove drives.
Yes, it does. A loose football again. Apparently, 2 opportunities. Hale again dove in there. So a little bit of loose ball handling, but I think it was Vasquez that maybe was in the right place at the right time there.
Well, if Jesuit stacks the inside here, once again, they'll the quarterback keeping that pitch. If they bring Parker into the game, look out, because they may go wide again.
Football right at the 10. They can still get a first down at about the 1 or 2 yard line. 3 wides, 2 of them to the left. He keeps and cannot.
That's a great job by Jesuit there. 24 delayed the play. Excellent job by Austin Good. Excuse me. Drew Vassar did a job, the outside backer.
Mm-hmm. So we're coming down to cases. It's still just third down, however. This is 4-down territory for sure.
Well, again, I think that the pressure is on the Jesuit D here. They cannot afford to go 3 TDs behind. So let's see if they can come up with a big play.
He's going to throw for it. Pressured, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Thundering Herd on a scoring connection to Nico Perez. What poise.
Wow, he had people all over him.
All over him. Hale hung in there, cool as can be.
Big holes in that secondary. But Hale really under heavy pressure showed us something.
Well, they'll try for the PAT here on top 27-7. That was a terrific conversion. Booted and got it. Let's take a look at that scoring connection.
All right, there you see drop back. Here comes heavy pressure. Gathers.
In between 3 defenders, and Perez took it in. Stay with us. More to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Finally finished cleaning the bathroom.
Stop! Don't put that paper towel in there.
Why not?
Products such as wipes, rags, and yes, paper towels can cause serious problems for sewer systems.
What's the difference? Toilet paper always gets flushed.
Unlike toilet paper, other products don't break down as easily, meaning sewer systems can get clogged.
Oh.
Do the sewer systems a favor. Trash the wipes, not the pipes. Learn more at sacsewers.com.
Well, the Elk Grove Thundering Herd is rolling, leading it here 28-7 and in full command. Fair catch again, no return. And that's been the story tonight on their kickoffs.
One thing was the pressure applied by Jesuit, and then great poise in the pocket with Hale. But the Jesuit DBs almost acted like they assumed that Hale was getting sacked.
They stood there. So, mediocre field position at their 32, trailing now by 3 scores, and 5:24 left in the third. I would have to say that they need to have something absolutely on this possession.
Well, certainly. The Herd took it, stayed with it over 6 minutes of the quarter, and now Jesuit finally getting the ball back.
Straight run off the snap to the quarterback, and
well, I'll tell you what, he ran into 300 pounds plus.
That's what you call a sudden halt.
Simeone Polly tells you why. Look out. Hello. It's like a truck hit him. And Simeone Polly, I'll tell you what, you know he's being recruited. Look at him. He is a load.
Yeah, that was a real jolt. So, gain of half a yard, second and long. Straight drop back. He winds up and fires for the sideline. He's got a man out there and a catch. A sideline man knocked down over there, but nice concentration to hold on to that by Johnny Brannon. All the way to the Herd 35, so back come the Marauders.
Johnny Brannon having a good year. Has 2 touchdown catches, 195 yards of receptions, only on 13 catches. Quite an average really, that's a big play.
And he got shook loose from Parker on that, who was late getting over. Good pass protection on that.
Changing the play up.
Whoa! He gets the pitch away and gets clobbered hard, but they get a gain out of it. That was a rude awakening.
Wow.
We have seen a couple of hard shots on him, and they're still moving the football, but I don't know how many of those he can take.
I'll tell you, the middle of that line's got a lot of beef, and you're talking there's 3 guys that you're going to have to order a special scale for in the middle.
And I think they eat off a special menu, too. Training table. Okay, up to the line. Clock rolling. 3:40 left here in the third. Straight drop, different game plan. They go upstairs again, but a drop on the incompletion on a ball that should have been caught by Trenton Dewar, a veteran receiver.
Yeah, he ran a short post, and he's wide open. Really, wow. He had a good cushion.
Maybe he heard footsteps or thought the footsteps would be there. However, incomplete. Clock stopping at the 3:35.
Well, I'm looking where they're playing Parker now. They can move him in as a strong. Now he's coming in here, coming as a backer, coming off the edge.
Was that a loose football? Gee whiz. They're hitting out there tonight.
Well, certainly.
It's going to bring up third and intermediate. Call it 3rd and 5. Clock rolling with just over 3 minutes remaining here in the third.
Well, if they show the same type of alignment, he's got, with that cushion on the far side, he's got a simple 6-yard hitch for the first down, one-on-one coverage, nobody dropping off in the flat to cut him off. On the top of your screen there, one-on-one. He doesn't have to hit a home run. All he's got to do is move the chains.
Okay, at the line of scrimmage. He's looking that way. It's covered, and he's flushed. On the run. What a grab right there on a well-thrown pass. First down, Marauders. Good concentration there by Pappas.
The running back with good hands, good runner, good hands, and so forth. He did look at that far side initially.
He did.
And I thought it was there, and he changed his mind.
I have to say, let's take another look at the completion. He did look there, as you said, changed his mind. And this, though it was a floater, was right on target. Okay. In the red zone are the Marauders, down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and there's some movement by Jesuit.
Prior to the snap,
Grizzly.
Full start.
Tight
Number 36, offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, not a good spot for a penalty like that. -5. Football shoved back to the 18-yard line. And the clock rolls under 2 minutes now here in the third. A brisk evening here in Elk Grove, but a rousing crowd. The home team playing superbly this evening.
Well, Jesuit's got to get more plays off quicker than they are when you're 3 TDs behind.
They are losing time, no doubt. Short drop.
Backside.
There's a blitz. Oh, my goodness, and a fumble picked up. They should have blown that dead, I would think, and then a throw down. That blitz.
Parker from behind
He
again.
just came roaring in there, and Lee said, "Who's got him?"
Once again, I've said earlier, you better account for where he is.
Here we go. Let's take another look.
Wow.
Alertly, give credit to Pappas on that. not taking any chances that was going to be. Here's Mark Evans.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Yep, he went for the face mask inadvertently, just a 5-yarder.
Well, Jesuit's got 4 downs here. It's 4-down territory, first down, and they got to mix it up. When they got that one-on-one coverage, though, I think they should be able to capitalize on.
The clock is rolling, as you say, Jim. They need to make up 3 touchdowns.
Then they're taking max time on the get ready for play.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but that's not my department. 1:05 left here in the third. A loose football picked up on the run, and they're going to make something out of nothing here to the goal line. Did he get the flag? Touchdown, Jesuit on a busted play, alertly salvaged right there by Shaddix. That was tremendous heads-up alert football right there. He scooped it and said, I'm going to the goal line.
Yeah, watch this. Wow.
That was just great alertness right there.
Wow, yes.
The PAT is good. Watch this now. Watch what Lee does on the snap. He's wondering what happened there.
Yeah.
Boy, that was some good hard running there.
But Shattuck, yes.
Jesuit back on the board. A new ball game here with a quarter left. Don't go away.
Hello, I'm a sewer pipe, and there's a problem. We can see someone flush wipes down the drain, but that's going to cause a real problem. Paper products, even ones labeled as flushable, don't break down easily, or at all. Pipes can clog and overflow, which results in a need for more monitoring, maintenance, and repairs. This requires higher operational costs, paid by your sewer rates. With this in mind, remember to do the sewers a favor and trash the wipes, not the pipes. Learn more at sacsewer.com.
So Hemmon ready to kick off for the Marauders as they're back on the board, scoring on a very alert play to carry that in on a loose football that went right between the legs of quarterback Lee. Here's Hemmon's kick, another booming liner, directly to the return man, working his way up the field, and a decent return out to the 30-yard line on a comeback by Coy. Give him 21 on the return, and we are about 40 seconds away from the fourth quarter. So the Marauders do the job. They get the score, rather an unorthodox, unpredictable way, but it still counts for 6+1.
Now this is a crucial stop for the Marauders right here. This is a crucial stop. They're 2 down. TDs behind. They've got to make a stop here.
He keeps and pitches. Does he get the block? Yes, he got the block. Run to the daylight. There's a big hole there, and another outstanding play there as Rosales is the recipient. Nice job. Good execution. Those are so well timed.
I think Elk Grove might not. I was going to say they may not even want to get this play off, but they will.
20 seconds and rolling. First down. Quick opener, straight ahead. Nice little deception. They get a few on the play. And that may be it for the third quarter here. After 3, host Elk Grove in charge, leading at 28-14 over Jesuit. We'll be right back.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
What?
My. Oh.
The brisk evening has turned cold here as we move along on Friday evening at Elk Grove, and the host Thundering Herd up 2 touchdowns as we open fourth quarter action in their showdown with Jesuit. We'll see how this evolves, but Jesuit used a lot of time in that drive in between plays. He keeps it, and he's got daylight. Look at that scamper. It's stripped away. Fumble recovery, I believe, by Jesuit. It sure is. He didn't protect it, and he got it swiped away as O'Flaherty came up with the recovery. Tough luck for the Herd. Boy, he had daylight there, too.
Yes, he did. Watch, it's a nice run going. He's got a running lane inside. Got to hold on to the football.
Yep. That one is a lesson to be learned. So a good run turns into a loss of possession. Just what the Marauders were hoping for.
And the first turnover of the day for Hale and company.
That's right. Okay. Jesuit up to their 40-yard line. Early fourth at the 11:52. They're down 14 points. Turn and give. A quick opener. Big room again. He's loose. And Parker runs him down.
Boy, I'll tell you, Shattuck shows me something. He, besides picking up that scoop fumble before, he has a burst of speed, good power.
He's a hard-nosed fullback type with speed. So the turnover and then the burst. And they've got the football at the 26 of Elk Grove, and we'll take another look at Shattuck's.
And there you see him hit off tackle, cuts inside up the middle, right down the center, fighting off tacklers. Nice tackle there in the open field.
He was carrying the football out there a little loose himself. So, first down outside the Herd 25. Drop, fire, end zone. Well defended, and a flag flies. They throw the flag as Dewar was the intended receiver. 2 defenders out there, maybe face guarding, I don't know.
Well, high school ball, it goes back to line of scrimmage, not the end zone, so they'll pick up the interference call. But whatever it is, it probably saved the touchdown.
They were going for the quick hit after the long run.
Well, he had 2 defenders down there with him.
Defense, number 12.
Okay, so they point the finger at Nico Perez.
That should put the ball about 12 and a half.
So they walk it off. They're going to walk inside the 15, 25. As you say. Drop, fire, end zone. Well defended.
Once again, he has not gone left with his ball. He's going right constantly to the right. Notice on his passing game.
Yeah, he's got twin receivers out there to the right.
He's got, yeah.
Turn and give.
Well, there was a big hole there.
And a good run after the initial contact. Finally, Seibel's thrown back, but a good gain as he worked himself inside the 10 to about the 8.
That looked like Seibel's that time. They've got 3 good ones in Seibel, Shattuck's, and Pappas.
Still a long way to go here. Early fourth, 10.5 left. And Jesuit down 14, trying to chop that in half. Lee
No, not much there. If he runs that play action pass and fakes the dive, he's going to score a touchdown.
He ran that right into number 66.
Yeah.
That is a no-win situation.
Well, there's 300-plus pounds to try to move. He's got the play-action pass here because they're putting 5 men up front, 6 men up front. He's got single coverage on the outside. And that's my feeling. Once again, they're taking a lot of time to call the plays here.
All this time running off the clock. 9.5 to go now. Things getting tense here at Elk Grove High in this showdown game.
Encroachment on there.
Yep.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. Results. First down.
Things getting a little chippy, a little
chippy, and momentum is beginning to change.
Yeah. Again, that scoop and run touchdown by Shaddix.
Heads up play.
Heads up alertness. Okay. Marauders deep in the red zone. Power plus to the end zone. Touchdown Marauders right over the beat.
Seibels showed me some power going over. Yes.
Right.
Wow.
Through the teeth of the defense.
Seibels showed me something there. It didn't appear like there was much of a hole, Will.
It didn't. He had all momentum and just drove it right at him. So they have come back for back-to-back touchdowns, capitalized on a turnover, and trying to get within 7. And they do. 8:49 left in the fourth. Another look at this TD.
Seibels coming in hard. Good push by the left side.
We'll be right back. We've got more to come in fourth quarter drama. Stay with us.
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Marauders set to kick off after cashing in a touchdown following the turnover on the strip away from Hale. We got plenty of time to go in this one. So far, a calculated comeback after down by 21
Once again,
points.
If they can play good defense and get the ball back, and this is what title games are about.
Bobbled and picked up. Parker finds a hole and speeds through it. Look out. To the 45. Oh, yeah. Boy. You know, I just figured he'd be a speed merchant when I looked at those stats. And he is.
Well, on top of it, though, he's very athletic, Will. A good athlete.
Yes, he is. Okay. Breathing room for the herd. They were on the move last time but the Hale fumble on a long run. He keeps and works right and finds another hole across midfield to the Jesuit 49.
Once again, they need a drive.
A flag flies late after the play.
We've got a late hit going on there after the whistle. And it appears to be against the herd.
No call for that.
Off in the back. Number 20.
Yeah.
Offense. 10-yard penalty.
No, you don't. This is what you don't want to do.
Dylan Archuleta It's a drive buster there. Let's take another look as he trailed the play. Oh, there it is there. Well, we'll see if they can recover from that. They had a nice drive underway.
Well, it certainly did here. Now let's see if Parker gets more touches.
Another keeper, and Hale is finding those holes.
Right now, they're covering the pitch, and they're covering the dive. But whoever has the responsibility of the quarterback, I mean, you cover three things on an option team. You know, quarterback, dive, quarterback, and the pitch.
Here's another look at it, and he takes the third option.
Yes.
Finally knocked down, but
give, keep, pitch. Give, keep, pitch. He's keeping it.
So they need 4th and 9 because of the penalty. Oh, misdirection. Can he turn the corner?
That's
no.
A great play over there. That is a great defensive play.
Yes, it was. That was beautifully done. And again,
looked like
Johnny Brannon.
Yeah. Excellent, excellent play.
Yeah, you'll see Brannon, number 18. Lateral pursuit and up from the secondary. So the football parked at the Herd 45. 3rd and 9. Clock rolling at the 6:50 mark. 4th quarter, midway.
There we go. The big play here. As a pitch, here comes Parker.
He
took, not enough for the first down.
No, he bumped into his interference there.
It's a dead ball. He was down, and it's no fumble.
So it'll bring up a 4th down near midfield.
Well, I look for the Herd maybe not to punt.
If you were running the show, I know you would not punt.
Probably not. Most likely not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it'll be from the Herd 48, and they need about 6 yards or so.
Yeah.
Key play of the game right here.
4th and 6.
Yep.
We got encroachment.
Wow. No.
Encroachment on Jesuit.
So that'll bring up 4th and 1.
Wow.
That was a gift.
What a gift. 14 with encroachment.
Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
O'Flaherty.
O'Flaherty. Wow. Big play.
So a key play, 4th and 1. Everybody packed in tight. Oh, my goodness. Back-to-back line surges.
Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
Here, take this
play.
10 yards. We don't need them.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
What do you suppose Coach Blanton is thinking right now?
Back-to-back and crucial downs and situations.
Crucial.
Now, Herd has an opportunity to run another 2, 3, 4 minutes off the clock.
Yes, they do. 5.5 to go. 4th quarter. Clock rolling. Hale squirts through another hole and runs for 10.
Well, they have not taken care of quarterback responsibility.
They haven't.
It just is evident. Other than the fumble where he didn't protect the ball.
And he was into their secondary 15
and he
yards.
already had gained 8-10 yards, hadn't he?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gain of 8. 2nd and 2. Clock rolling at 4:45. Rosales was in motion finally.
That's a great play.
It was. No, they handled that. One of the first times this evening where he tried to get outside and could not.
No, that was excellent play. Looked like Igaboo.
It was, and it's the first time we've called his name all night.
Yes, absolutely. He finally came alive. My goodness.
Their sack leader and a tackles leader Where's he been all night?
Well, that's a good question, Will. This is, again, they got to make a stop here.
They lose 2, 3rd and 3.
I think if they give him the spot, his knee did touch earlier. The question is where they spot the ball. They gave him a good spot.
Yes, they did. It's going to bring up 4th and 1 or so. He's close.
It's closer.
Yeah.
No, his knee, if we saw a replay, you'll see his knee touched the ground earlier.
They're going to measure.
They gave him a good spot.
The back-to-back encroachments are going to be looked upon as,
unfortunately, might be the plays of the game contrary to winning. Wow. I think Seven's trying to play referee there.
Mason Vasquez wants that first down, and they're going to pull it. They're going to pull it tight. Is he going to get it? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Another first down for the Herd. Well, there's been lots of clutch plays on both sides tonight, but the Herd has had the majority of them. And like you say, with another first down, they can squeeze that clock real hard now as there's only 3:45 to go and rolling.
Well, I don't have the timeout count, but there are timeouts to be used, and I'd like to see that.
Taking their time.
They look like they both have 3.
Whistles are going to kill this play. Penalty marker dropped.
Not all 11 players were set for 1 second. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
-5 against the Herd. Fundamental. Well, if these clubs look at the game film later, which they will, they'll see a lot of things. Timeout on the field. It comes at the 3:08, and we'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Stand is precise. No margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Okay, it's clutch time here at Elk Grove High, and a timeout has just concluded. It's going to be a 1st and 15 for Elk Grove, and time is getting tight for Jesuit. More movement, live ball, and Parker bounces off. Turns the corner and powers up to the 30. Now there's some taunting right there. Shaddix. Let's see, they're shy, but he turned that into a gain instead of a loss. Another timeout. Well, we'll keep it right here for a second because from Elk Grove's point of view, they're in charge. And with 3 minutes to go, as always, and it's tough in games like this, Coach, to
Yes, sir.
to
It
pick
is.
the right players of the game, which we always do. I see this piece of notepaper here with your typical signature on it and a couple of nominees, and I think we'll come to a decision here very momentarily and send that to the command station. This game right now is coming down to cases.
Well, this is what championship games are about. And these two teams came in here tonight. They know it's the big one. It's the biggest one of the year. And you're seeing championship-type football.
He pitches, and there's daylight to run to. He could have got a lot more there, but that's first down yardage on a well-designed play there. And again, Rosali's coming up big.
He makes the big play at the right time, and he's done it over several times tonight.
Here's another look at how he did this.
Watch the pitch. Well, credit Hale for carrying out the fake. Yes, excellent run. He turned that corner. Hale did a nice job.
And watch Parker at the top of your screen come back down to seal off a guy, enabling him to turn that corner so good. So up to the line, first down, and the Herd in great shape. They blitz, and right through where the blitzer came, boom.
Well, Vasquez with a burst again. Looked like early in the ball game.
On the sweep by Rosales, top of your screen, watch Parker come down and seal.
Come down and seal off.
Yes, he
absolutely.
did.
He does it all.
He does it all. And that play just now, they blitzed, and one went on one side of the hole, the other went on the other.
Yes, yeah.
We'll be right back, coming down the stretch at the 2:09. Stay with us.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Well, the Thundering Herd.
Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Gee whiz, another gift of 5 and a first down to go with it. 3 of them. What's that called? Over anxious? No.
Well,
so here
I'll
we
tell
go.
you, I'm sure beside Coach Blanton, the defensive line coach is kind of wondering, wow, we work on ball movement all week long, and I know the coaches do, and yet, you know, you can hear all the counts you want, but you got to check the ball. That's what makes you move.
And I know you coached your Eagles to stand fast on those plays and make sure of the snap.
You do. You almost, because the kids' adrenaline are flowing, you may back them off a foot or two and still get off the football.
There. Okay, there's the standings, and that's what these two teams were fighting for tonight. First place, sole possession is what they call it. They were tied at 4-0 each, and where it stands right now, it looks like the Herd is going to stampede to victory here and take that top spot, Coach.
It appears to be here, unless we have a surprise turnover take place while they're in position not only to score again, but force Jesuit to use timeouts that they don't want to do, and they can milk that clock.
Just 2:09 left. Push the pile forward inside the 5, and this is going to be an agonizing couple of minutes here for the Marauders unless they can pull the rabbit out of the hat. Football at the 3.
Yeah, exactly. The Herd in no hurry. No hurry whatsoever. They're just going to They're not worried about if they score or not. It's just keep the clock moving.
Which, by the way, is at about a minute and a half as they come up to the line with a second down, second and goal from the 3. Turn and give, power plus, touchdown, Thundering Herd. Again, a burst from the man, Mason Vasquez.
Let me tell you something. Polly and West really get off the football there.
I had a feeling that they were going to want that extra insurance touchdown instead of just sitting on the football, and they powered up. They powered up.
They certainly did.
34-21, trying to tack on the 5th PAT of the evening. Dotson.
Oh, it appeared to be blocked.
It was blocked. The mechanics were off. Nevertheless, an insurance touchdown. And this host crowd already breaking into a victory chant. And we'll come right back and see if that's how it concludes. Stay with us.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Elk Grove deployed to kick off following their 5th touchdown of the evening, an insurance score, placing them up 13 and just seconds away from notching their biggest victory of the season. A clinching victory for the Delta League title over arch rival Jesuit. This time a deeper kickoff, deepest of the evening, and this will go into the end zone for a touchback here with just over a minute to play. Well, that was an impressive drive, but the 3 5-yard encroachments were just unusual to me.
Well, they just help move the chains and prolong the clock for just when you don't want them. You don't want them at any time, but those 3 came at the most crucial time of this ball game because the only opportunity you have is to get the ball back and tie this ball game or win it on 2. Not to take anything away from that Elk Grove drive because they made some key first downs, but they had some help from the Jesuit D.
They did indeed, back-to-back in that one occasion. So here's the Marauders trying to make something happen here. A lob on a deep throw, broken up. Nice tight coverage there. And celebrating that fact was David was Rulas.
Nico Perez. And we saw in the pregame warm-up, he's listed at 5'8". And, again, the scale means nothing because he's a big-time player. He makes plays. And I don't care what he weighs, how tall he is, but Nico Perez is a player.
He's a two-way starter from last year as a flanker and a DB, and part of this victory this evening for the Herd. Fire right, a short completion turned into a long gain. And again, coming up big on that was Dewar.
Trenton Dewar, yes, with a bubble screen finally. There they run.
1:08 left. The Marauders trying to squeeze out one more. A spike and a stoppage here at the 105. Out of timeouts. That's a tough predicament to be in.
They look like they have another quarterback in that game, that play. Number 10, Jack.
He's their third stringer.
Payne.
And he had a perfect stat coming into this game. 4 for 4 completions with a touchdown. So evidently, Coach Blanton is going to be considering Dewar as simply a receiver.
Lee's back in the ball game now. At least that Lee's back in there. He's got Lee listed on his back. That's amazing.
A sack on a power blitz. Well. Jubilation coming in all forms. Vega with the sack.
No, Lee is back in there. That's my error.
Oh, my goodness. A 1 yard pass and a pretty good gain again.
Get out of bounds.
You know, there's a hard-nosed running back right there. This guy is... Shattuck's plays for keeps.
Yes, he does. He's a player. I really like him. I like his competitiveness. He plays every down, very hard-nosed player.
His alert play for that touchdown on the fumble got them back in it.
Yes.
Brought him within a score. So here we are.
They got a trip set back, and the Herd in their prevent defense. Running that bubble again.
Out to the right flat. A catch and run. Vasquez with the stop on the completion there. The hookup going to Johnny Brannon. Now some urgency shown with the hurry-up offense. Look right, nothing there. He pulls it back. What can he do? On the run. Intercepted nearly. He tried to force that one in there, and it just wasn't there. Coy was right there in front of the receiver.
Well, he's had a good defensive night.
He has.
He's made some plays. And that's what it takes in a ball game like this of its nature. You've got two good football teams. Who's going to make the plays? Who's not going to commit turnovers? And that's so often, as we say, the difference maker.
As you pointed out in our pregame with that important graphic, and everything on there came to pass. All those points did. So Lee over the middle, picked off. The third of the evening, and look who's got it.
Parker is where the ball's at.
He ran it back 29 yards after the pick, and he's had himself quite an all-around ball game, Coach.
Well, yes, and get this. This team, the Herd's defense, came in there with 17 picks, which unofficially has to rank them in the top in the area, and 3 more tonight makes 20 for the year. 20 picks in a season with 1 game left.
That's tremendous. And what you would have to call excellent secondary coverage, and that is a drive buster. 40 seconds left, and a kneel down by Hale, and that should do it. An all-around performance on both sides of the football by host Elk Grove this evening, coming in tied with Jesuit with a 4-0 mark atop the Delta League, needing a victory at home to take the upper hand on the league title, and they got it.
Well, they were consistent in scoring in every quarter. They got off early in this football game and got a great head start, 14-0. And then they scored 7, 7, and 7. And so they showed balance, scoring once in each quarter. And then Jesuit, after being shut out in the first quarter, went 7, 7, 7. So the first quarter, when you get down to it, we saw a lot of great plays, but that 14-0 cushion that they gave the Herd really showed up.
Monumentally the difference, as you say, difference makers. Those 2 turnovers were cashed, and they were never able to climb out of the hole. They were down 28-7 and pulled within a score. And then Elk Grove got back the momentum.
And the 3 encroachments didn't help.
No, it didn't. And there you see some sportsmanship out there. Tough loss for the Marauders. They'll live to play another day. And for Coach John Heffernan and his staff, certainly excited to come through with a 34-21 victory. And a happy night for everyone here at Elk Grove. Don't wander off. Our post-game segment coming up, and interviews with our players of the game and the winning coach with Goody to do the honors. Stay with us.
When fog, fats, oils, and grease get put down the drain, it can harden and create massive problems in our sewers. Fog can cause sewer backups, clogs, and can be a headache to clean out. Some sources of fog include items like meat, salad dressing, milk, butter, and creamy or oily sauces. Don't let fog get down the drain by doing 3 simple things. Can it, scrape it, and trash it to keep your pipes flowing. Learn more at sacsewer.com.
Long ago, in a household far away, a sink lived in harmony. All of a sudden, the fog attacked. Fats, oils, and greases, such as meat and sauces, can cause massive clogs in the sewer system. The sink was defenseless, until a fearless hero saved the day through proper disposal. By canning oils, scraping greases, and trashing food scraps, the household was saved. And through proper disposal, you too can save your sink. For more information, go to sacsewer.com.
You finally finished cleaning the bathroom.
Stop! Don't put that paper towel in there.
Why not?
Products such as wipes, rags, and yes, paper towels can cause serious problems for sewer systems.
What's the difference? Toilet paper always gets flushed.
Unlike toilet paper, other products don't break down as easily, meaning sewer systems can get clogged.
Oh.
Do the sewer systems a favor. Trash the wipes, not the pipes. Learn more at sacsewers.com.
Well, the verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening at Elk Grove High School, where tonight a battle for the Delta League title evolved, and host Elk Grove prevailed with a fine all-around performance, 34-21 over Jesuit, and a big victory for the hosts. We're going to turn our attention down to field level and join Lauren Goodman. I think she's going to be speaking with some special players. Goody?
Well, you know, it's always loaded down here when we got the player of the game. We got one from the visiting team and one for the home team. So let's start with the Marauders. You guys came out punching in that second half. What was the talk with your team at halftime? What did Coach kind of convey to you guys?
We just really want to play Folsom in our section final game. So it was just for our coaches and our seniors from last year.
Now you guys came out really trying to just punch the ball in, got some offense going for you guys. I know this was a prep for playoffs, but you guys got one more battle against to finish the league out. Then you guys getting ready for playoffs. What's the focus for your team right now?
We'll win a section title for our seniors from last year and our coaches.
Sounds great, man. Get back with your team. Great ball game out there tonight. Now, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lightning himself, they call him Bobo in the crowd. Man, you came out there, really just got your team offensively going. What were you seeing on the field that kind of get you rolling?
Man, what got me rolling is seeing my other teammates push themselves and getting scored. They don't even need me. But every single time I go to the right, I pull 3 and I leave the other team.
Now, you were extremely elusive, right? You breaking tackles out there, getting it on the offensive and the defensive side. I always love to ask my players, what's your favorite side of the ball to play on, and what were you seeing out there?
I really don't have a favorite side of the ball. I love to do both.
Now, the crowd is out here going crazy for you. Now, it's a team effort, right? On the defensive line, they were killing out there today, pretty much trying to annihilate Jesuit, get to their quarterback. Talk to me about your line and how special they are.
Oh, we worked on that every day of the week. Jesuit's a good team, so we all had to come together and defeat them.
Now, it's your first year with the squad this year, so coming in and winning a league championship, just how big is that for you guys just to start the playoffs off with that league championship?
Oh, it feels great. Just me coming a newcomer, yeah, the team helped me be their brothers, and we was there for each other every single day.
Now, I know Coach Hef talked about you guys locking in and really getting disciplined. You guys are transitioning from league to get ready for playoffs. What are some things that you guys are looking forward to when you guys are getting ready for your playoff berth?
Getting ready for our playoffs, we love to get better every day and then go to state and win that.
Sounds good, man. You guys are already on the start to it. Well, that's all down from the field. Back to you guys in the booth.
Okay, Goody. There's an excited junior star right there. And he has a brilliant future ahead of him, but always endearing to hear a young student athlete like that, so humble and so excited.
Well, he is. He gave credit to his teammates. Yes, he clearly wants to keep winning and go to the state, and that's a huge goal. As he knows, it's one game at a time. But wherever he plays, and in talking to one of the assistant coaches there tonight, he certainly can play multiple positions, and they put him where they need him, and he never complains. What's his future? Hearing that schools are looking at him, particularly in the secondary, but it wouldn't surprise me wherever they put him. To me, he looks like he can come off the edge. He's a great receiver, good running back, and great defensive back.
You said it all. I agree with everything. Stay with us now. We're not quite finished. We'll be back shortly, so stick around. We'll be right back.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Well, you can certainly see the excitement has diminished a bit, but still lots of happy people out here tonight at Elk Grove High School, where this evening their football team put on quite a clutch performance with countless exciting plays to top an outstanding football team and basically clinch the league title.
Well, they certainly did, and there you see Coach Heffernan and his assistants with his ball players post-game talk. And I know they like what happened tonight. They're all excited, and Coach is just trying to keep them in reality and say, hey, we got one more left. We got to continue to work hard at practice and to get ready for the playoffs. But the season's not over. This was a big game for us, etc. And coaches are constantly trying to keep players in focus. That's the key. Educate them, go to class, be on time, be disciplined, and not just be a player on the field. Those are all part of the coach's responsibility. And the Herd tonight played very tough in a big game, and many players rose to the occasion. So we saw a great title game tonight. Jesuit did come back and show, hey, they're competitive. They're a pretty good football team. They just got behind early.
And as you say, still one more to go in the regular season, and we have one more to go in the regular season. It would be Week 10, and it looks like it could be a very good matchup. CVC style, that would be Capital Valley Conference. We've heard of that before, and there you see the graphic. It's the Inderkum Tigers and they'll be on the road headed to Antelope to face the Titans in a real battle out that way.
That could be for the title as well. We don't know the outcomes of tonight's games yet, but if they both win tonight, I can say unofficially that could be for the CVC title.
Well, there you see the graphic. Circle your calendar. The 28th of October, a week from this evening, the Tigers and the Titans. And that, like you say, Coach, could determine the Capital Valley Conference Championship, where tonight, 34-21, Elk Grove decided the Delta League championship status as they defeated Jesuit High School in the big game, and in a very exciting throughout contest that had countless big plays. A game that sometimes could be a disappointment, but tonight was a real thrill. So that's it from Elk Grove High School tonight on the 21st, as we brought you a thrilling ball game tonight. Elk Grove prevailing, and our crew again did a masterful job here televising tonight's ball game for a wide audience. Tap of the cap to our game director, Gary Martin, again bringing that typical old Martin polish. And our entire hometown sports game of the week broadcast crew, always a pleasure to work with the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino, with Lauren Goodman. And this has been a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento Cable Television in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. I'm Will James. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to the next occasion when we can cross your path. So long, everyone.
Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento, your local nonprofit community media center serving Sacramento County. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Television Commission.